All right, so you've come up with your questions for your survey, and now you're ready to create a Survey123 to take out in the field. So we've logged into ArcGIS online, and then we've gone into Survey123, created a new survey, and now we need to put in the questions. So the first thing we need to do is come up with a description for this survey. So survey of local trees. Sounds good. Now what we need to do is bring in our options for questions. So the first one, we'll try a drop-down question. So I'm just going to click and drag this over, and you'll see that this is what it's going to appear like. Over here is where I edit things. So if you go back to the class website, we can just simply copy the questions directly from there and paste them in here to speed the pace of things up. So we'll throw in our options here. So we've got conifer trees or deciduous trees. Whoops. And our second one is deciduous trees. Need a third option. Yeah, we'll allow for another. Okay. So there's our first question. Now we want to add another question. So we'll click on add. And you'll see here we can sort of preview what this one is going to be like. But we want to add, we'll try multiple choice this time for the second one. We could have used another drop-down one, but I'll drag that over here. Oops. So in this case, it's the size of tree. And we'll just put in our options. We won't have the other option in there. So now we're going to add another question here. So this one is going to be, whereabouts is it on the map? So and now we need to choose whether we want what style of map we want. This should be fine. We could zoom into our location. Whoops. Just that when they start collecting their data, it's going to be zoomed into the neighborhood already. So that might be beneficial. We definitely want this as a required question. And now finally, our last question is for an image. So let's go in here. Tree image is our last question. So we want to allow them to either browse from images that they've already taken or to use their camera. This, you don't want a required question. It should be an optional one. So we've got our questions. Now we might want to rearrange things here. So I could just pull and drop this to a different section to rearrange the questions. I can change the appearance, if I want it to be a nice background color for the survey. There's some other options in here that you could include, but for now it looks like we're pretty good. So now we can click on preview to see what it looks like. Now, this is what it would look like on a desktop computer, but let's take a look at what it would look like on a phone. So we go outside, we'd select conifer tree, we might check off small, and we can click on this to find our location, and um, and then our tree image, and then we click on submit. So that looks good, and there's no other changes that we need. So the final step is to publish it. If we don't publish it, then the survey will not be available for access on our phone. So what we need to do is click on publish. That's good. And in a few moments, it'll be published.